Hey guys, here is a review for Company Town by Madeline Ashby, released earlier this year in May. I actually didn't get this one from a publisher. Steve got it from the publisher and then gave it to me, so thanks Steve. This book surrounds a city, a community called New Arcadia. That is an oil rig, or at least surrounding an oil rig off the coast of Canada. This is a near-future setting in which most people, excluding our main character, Hua, we'll get to her more in a second, have been bioengineered with many, many enhancements, various implants, technological or biological or otherwise, allowing almost anyone to become hacked or compromised in some way, but also allows for some obviously desirable qualities along with updates to their implants. Hua, our main character, as I said, is free of these implants. She's the only truly organic person left in this town. She's got Sturge-Weber syndrome, and because of that has very noticeable birthmarks on her face and often suffers from seizures. She's a bodyguard for prostitutes, sex work being legal, though highly regulated in this world. She's strong, she teaches martial arts, and one day, due to all of these things, her ability to not be hacked and her fighting abilities, is approached by a man named Daniel, who works for the Lynch Company. Headed by Zachariah Lynch, the Lynch Company bought this rig after an explosion happened on it, killing many people, and Daniel brings Hua to Zachariah Lynch, who wants Hua to become the bodyguard for his son and heir to the company, Joel. As Hua enters into this job, some strange things begin happening around her. Things begin happening to the people she knows. She must figure out who's behind all of this as she attempts to protect Joel, whom many people are also possibly after, seeing as he's Zachariah's heir and heir to the company. So what this story really boils down to is a kind of murder mystery that Hua must solve, all while working as a bodyguard to Joel. We follow Hua as she unravels these things and as she begins to develop interesting relationships with her boss Daniel and her client Joel. Those characters, Hua, Daniel, and Joel, are, in my opinion, the strongest thing about this book, along with the world building. New Arcadia comes to life, jumps right off the page, as we are introduced to new technology within everyday life on the rig. It's fully integrated and never does it feel out of place. It's a fully realized setting with a strong atmosphere draped over a distinctly gritty landscape with both people and technology that all belong there naturally. And these characters really feel alive in this setting. Hua especially comes across as strong and independent, yes, but has a lot more going on underneath the surface. She's a deeper well than she first appears, not entirely comfortable with her surface level appearance, but hiding much more emotion and thought than she'd like to let on. Her, Daniel, Joel, and some of the more minor characters, like Joel's father or Hua's mother, are deeply flawed but capable. They're a mix of what they can do and what they're unsure of. They felt real, and I enjoyed following them in this story. And then the story itself, I felt that it bit off a little bit more than it could chew in such a limited page count. There are a few different threads that kind of stumble over one another. There are some twists that just aren't built up to in a satisfying way, the end result being a bit jumbled, a bit confused, and rushed. It's hard to tell what exactly you're supposed to focus on and who, and overall there's a lot of pacing issues in that certain events just kind of happen without a lot of preamble, while others just kind of cut off abruptly. I think that this book works as a look into the world that it presents and into the lives of the characters we follow. It introduces some interesting ideas and uses those ideas to further our understanding of its world and its characters, but ultimately suffers from a shaky, stagnated plot that's a bit too convoluted. I did enjoy reading this though. I'd love to read more about this town and about Hua, and I enjoyed Madeline Ashby's writing style. It's perfect for both the grittiness of New Arcadia and the sharpness of Hua. It's snappy, it's witty, it's smart, and it's got a lot going for it, despite the plot problems, and I definitely recommend that you give it a shot and see what you think. So those are all my thoughts on Company Town. I did enjoy it, like I said, and I do hope that some people will check it out. If you have already read it, let me know what you thought of it, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later with more.